Now you can see I'm using new rims, so they come in without a valve stem. So the first thing you gotta do is mount a valve stem. Now, the rubber ones work fine. I prefer these bolt-in steel ones from Bell. They tend to hold up a little bit better if you hit rocks with them. They come 2 in a pack, and they come with a washer that they'll fit either size hole. I have a 7/8 hole in my rim, which is also known as a .453 hole. I'm not sure why, but that's what it is. And once I open it up, I put a little bit of the blue Loctite 248. It's serviceable, but it'll keep the nut from jiggling loose over time. You put the washer on it, and then you screw the nut down over top of it. Once that's done, tighten it up with a socket. You want to be careful not to over tighten it, but you also don't want to under tighten it. What I do is I usually flip the rim up on its side, and you can watch the back here. And this rubber washer will deform pretty good. That's good. And I leave the valve stem in until after I mount the tire. I'll show you why. Alright. The next step is to take some either soapy water, or I prefer to use heavy duty silicone spray, and you spray the inside of the back of the tire. I'm sorry, I got it backwards. Spray the inside of the front of the tire and the outside of the back of the tire. That'll get it good and slick. Putting it on, and make sure you have your white letters in the direction you want them. Putting the first layer on is usually pretty easy. Just take it, push it onto the rim, push it down good, left and right, and it pops on. Second half. Okay, and the last step in the process, just where you can see it, is you want to get half of the tire, or one end of the tire, tucked down under the rim, and I'm going to use my body weight to hold it down underneath. And stand up on top of it, and you can get that going around, and you get it about halfway on. Once it's halfway on, you want to make sure that your heels are pushing the tire down into the center of the rim, not up along the edge. And then just take small bites, and it'll walk right over top of it. Doesn't take a whole lot of energy. And you're just walking around with your feet as you go. And then the last one, usually relatively easy. That's it. It's done. Now 5 tires, or in this case 6 tires, would have cost me about 150 bucks on the machine. So save myself some money there. I'll still have to take them up to get them balanced. But that's it. Now I told you earlier, leave the valve stem in. The last trick is to bounce the tire on the ground a couple of times. And leaving the valve stem in allows the pressure to blow the tire out onto the rim so that it seats better. When you go to inflate it, taking the valve stem out will help things flow better. Now the last step is to just inflate it and seat the tire on the bead. You can see it's still sitting off pretty good. This is the part that tends to make people nervous. As long as you keep your fingers away from the tire and the rim, it'll be fine. Now you'll see the air's flowing through it, so I'm going to pick the rim up. Sorry about the video. There, and it grabbed. Now you just watch it. It'll inflate. fingers are all clear. There, it pops on. Now we take that up to, according to these tires, about 50 pounds. And let it sit. Okay. We'll tighten in the valve stem. Alright. A little bit of bodily fluid into the end of the valve will tell you whether or not it's leaking. Nothing there. I just use an air jet to clear it out. And put the cap on it. And we're done. That's it. No machine.